This question has been asked since ancient times. How does one become a master of life? There have been countless answers, but none so influential as those from Plato and Aristotle, two titans of thought whose ideas still dominate our philosophical conversations today. In this video, we'll explore these two philosophies side by side, helping you understand their differences in a fun and easy way. Whether you agree with Plato or Aristotle more, this video will help you think about life in new ways. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Reality. Reality is what's real, everything that exists. If you want to understand how these two philosophers saw reality, you must start here. Plato believed in a higher reality called the world of forms. Imagine it like this. You see a painting of an animal. That painting isn't the actual animal, it's just an image of it. Plato said that what we see and experience in life are like images. They show us the real thing, but the real thing is perfect and beyond our world. This perfect reality was made up of perfect ideas, perfect concepts like justice, beauty, and truth. These were his forms. To Plato, these forms were like blueprints that our imperfect world tried to copy. So when you look at something beautiful, you aren't seeing the actual beauty, you are only seeing a copy of it. This makes Plato a dualist. He believed in two worlds, the world of forms, which is the real world, and the world we live in. Now, Aristotle had a different view. He didn't believe in an invisible world of perfect ideas. To Aristotle, reality is what we experience. He was all about studying the physical world around us. His famous quote, "All that is real is perceived," shows this clearly. For Aristotle, truth wasn't hidden in some other dimension. It was right here, in the things we experience. So let's take an example to make this clearer. Let's talk about love. Plato would say that love is an eternal idea in the world of forms. It's a perfect concept that always exists. The way he might describe love is how people often describe it. Today, love is a feeling, a state of deep care and affection. It's a bond between people that inspires great art and deep thoughts. But Aristotle might disagree. For him, love isn't an idea. It's what you feel, do, and experience in real life. You don't just fall in love, you act in certain ways, you experience feelings, and you do things because of this love. Love, according to Aristotle, is real when you actually live it. Chapter 2. Knowledge. Knowledge is knowing stuff. It's the ideas and information we have about the world. Plato believed we are born with knowledge, and all learning is really remembering what we already know. He said we can't really learn anything new, only remember what's already inside us. Think of it like you know how to ride a bike even if you've never done it before. It's because you already have the knowledge, you just need to remember how to do it. This idea is called innate truth. It means that some ideas are just built into us, and we don't need to learn them. Let's look at an example to make this clearer. Let's say we're teaching a child about justice, the idea of being fair and equal. Plato would say that the child already knows what justice is. They just need to remember it. When the teacher talks about justice, the child will nod their head and say, "Of course that's right." That's because they already know it deep down. Aristotle would disagree. He'd say that the child learns about justice by observing the world around them. As the child grows up, they watch how people behave, how rules are made, and how fairness works. All this learning helps them understand what justice is. So for Aristotle, knowledge isn't something you have inside you. It's something you build up over time based on your experiences. Chapter 3. Ethics. Ethics is about what's right and wrong, good and bad, how we should live, and what we should do. Both Plato and Aristotle were ethical philosophers, but they had very different views about ethics. Aristotle, on the other hand, had a more practical approach. He didn't believe in an ideal form of good. Instead, he focused on how people can find happiness or eudaimonia in real life. According to Aristotle, living well means living virtuously. This means treating others fairly, being brave when needed, and having the right balance of different qualities. He talked about a balanced approach to life, a kind of middle ground between two extremes. For example, he said that courage is a balance between being a coward and being reckless. He called this the golden mean, so Aristotle's ethics are all about finding balance and being practical. He wanted people to be good and happy in the real world, not just in an ideal world. Let's look at an example to make this clearer. Let's say we have a just leader. Plato would say that this leader follows the ideal form of justice. They know what's perfectly just and always do the right thing. Aristotle, however, might tell a different story. He'd say that the just leader finds a balance between being too strict and too lenient. They use their courage to make tough decisions, but they also care about being fair. In short, Aristotle would say that such a leader practices the golden mean. Chapter 4. Politics. Politics is how people are governed, how societies are organized. Plato and Aristotle both had ideas about how a society should be organized, but their ideas were quite different. Plato thought the best society is run by the smartest people, the philosophers. He believed that these philosopher kings should be in charge because they understand the ideal forms perfectly, especially the form of justice. He believed they would make the best decisions for the whole society. Plato dreamed of a society where everyone had a specific role and worked together harmoniously. He called this his ideal city in the Republic. Aristotle, however, had a more realistic view. He believed that the best form of government is a mix of different types. He talked about different ways to organize a society, like having a mix of monarchy, aristocracy, and democracy. He also had his own idea of an ideal city, but unlike Plato's, it was more based on the practical needs of real people. Aristotle thought that rules and laws should be made by people who understand the real world, not just by philosophers who live in an ideal world. Let's look at an example to make this clearer. Let's compare how Plato and Aristotle would build a wall. Plato, with his focus on ideals, might design the perfect wall, a wall that is totally straight, perfectly level, and uses the most advanced building techniques known at the time. He'd use geometry and other abstract ideas to create a plan for the best wall ever. Now Aristotle, with his focus on practicality, would also build a strong and good wall, but he'd consider things like the materials available, the workers' skills, and the actual needs of the people living near the wall. He'd focus on making a wall that was strong enough, but also one that could be built and maintained easily. So to sum it up, Plato was more concerned with the perfect blueprint, while Aristotle was more focused on building something that actually worked. Chapter 4. Conclusion. Both Plato and Aristotle gave us many ideas about how to live our lives. Plato searched for perfect truth and wisdom in an ideal world. Aristotle, on the other hand, focused on real-world wisdom and balance. While Plato dreamed big, imagining perfect societies led by philosopher kings, Aristotle focused on the practicalities of politics, advocating for mixed governments and realistic laws. Both had their strengths and weaknesses. Ultimately, though, both contributed greatly to our understanding of life, shaping how we think about ethics, politics, reality, and knowledge even today. The question is, which one do you agree with more? Do you think Plato or Aristotle understood life better? Or maybe you have your own ideas. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.